Welcome back to Fireside Yankees with your boys, Alex and Ryan. So yesterday, obviously, that game was... we're going to rant about it. We're going to talk about it. I started off with wine, ended up drinking bleach by the end of the night. I had to get out of my own head to watch that freaking game. 12-2 to a team that has, 90 losses this season already? I mean, for God's sakes, they've won 29 freaking games. They've won one, now two. In the last, 30 games, they hadn't scored more than 7 runs until then. What the Yankees did yesterday, and I said this to Ryan a couple minutes before the podcast started, it wasn't just a wake-up call, guys. And I know Alex Verdugo after the game saying, they're big leaguers. I know they're the worst team. Look, that team shouldn't even be in the big leagues. This was a game that wasn't just a wake-up call. This was a freaking... This is a bullet to the head. This was a red flag. This was everything in between. That was the type of game that says to you, okay, this Yankee team is in trouble. Because... you go out, and I know they were 2 for 18 with runners in scoring position, but that doesn't erase the 12 freaking runs that were scored against them, okay? Luis Gil, 4 innings, 4 earned runs. I mean, Tim Hill was honestly okay. 1 earned run over 2 point, whatever. That's not the biggest deal. It's Eniel de Los Santos giving up 7 earned runs in 1.2 innings, guys. I mean, we talked about him. If you got rid of the home runs, they didn't even hit any home runs against him. They were just mashing doubles and singles against him. They were hitting the crap out of the guy. I mean... this is what we said, though, Ryan. I mean, we were okay at the deadline because they got Jazz and he got hurt last night. Seems to be okay, thank God. But they did not do enough to support this rotation and this bullpen. And I know they feel as though Clark Schmidt and Cody Poteet and Eamon Hamilton are de facto trade deadline additions, but it wasn't enough, man. They did not do enough to make this a championship caliber team, right? They didn't do enough. And when you look at it in the way that this Yankee team has gone, they are too volatile. They're too inconsistent. You can't lose to teams like this. Look, it's okay if it's a 3-2 game, whatever. Okay, they had a bad day. It happens. They lost 12-2, man. You can't justify it. This is a punch to the gut, man. This is a holy shit. There is a problem here. This is not just a wake-up call. This is not a one-time thing. We have seen this happen time and time again to the Yankees. They got the freaking brakes beaten off of them against the Angels a week ago. They lost to the Rangers 9-4. This is not a rare thing. This is not a unique situation. This is happening all the fucking time. If you're a Yankee fan, Ryan, I mean, we are. I'm pissed off. I'm concerned. I don't think they did enough at the deadline at this point. I just don't know what to say. It was an embarrassing performance. 2 for 18 with runners in scoring position. They get on base. They can't hit. I know you got plenty to say, too. I'm sure you're just as pissed off as I am.
I'm going to read a quote off to you. And I want everyone to hear this quote. I'm not doctoring anything in this quote. I'm going to read it per word. When asked if Alex Verdugo thought last night was a wake-up call for the Yankees, no, I just think it's a normal day. Another day where it just happens that we're on the tough side of it. It's baseball, right? I mean, yeah, they're one of the worst teams, if you want to put it that way, but these guys are still big leaguers. They can have days where they're clicking. I mean, first and foremost, it's not just another day. You got fucking embarrassed. The White Sox have not scored 12 runs all season. They had a team WRC plus entering today's game of 73. 73 is, I mean, we're talking that's lower than Josh Donaldson's mark last year. Imagine facing a team with 2023 Right, dude, imagine throwing out a team with 2023 Josh Donaldson's offensively and then telling yourself, well,
that's terrifying.
Just another day. And then another quote for Verdugo. I kind of didn't really want to bunt, but I was already kind of out there. I just got a little lazy with it and it popped up. But that's like the first bunt I've ever popped up. It happens. His ass has to be on the bench today. I mean, if Aaron Boone plays this man tonight, especially leading him off, his ass needs to be on the bench today. His WRC plus is lower than Oswaldo Cabrera's. I just want people to contextualize that for a second. He's a worse hitter than Oswaldo Cabrera this year.
I love Jason Dominguez already. I know Cashman said there's no lane for him, but there's a freaking lane now. The lane is that Verdugo stinks, and he's saying shit like that, man. You can't say that after a game you just got beat the brakes off of. I don't understand. You can't say stuff like this is a normal fucking day. After losing 12-2 to the worst team in the sport, historically bad White Sox team, not just a bad, historically bad White Sox team. And this is not a normal day. Not a normal day, bro.
The worst part is that we know he's leading off today. That's the worst fucking part. At what point does this guy get any sort of accountability for him? At what point does he get to ride the bench? At what point does he not fucking play? I'm not saying Trent Grisham's a superstar, but the guy's been a better hitter than him. The guy has the higher OBP. The guy has the better OPS plus, WRC plus. He plays a more premium defensive position. Maybe it moves Judge to left field. But Alex, The guy isn't the best hitter on. He isn't the best. He isn't one of the 3 best hitting outfielders on the team. He isn't one of the 5 best hitters, 6 best hitters, 7 best hitters. Again, Oswaldo Cabrera is out hitting this man, folks. Gleyber Torres is out hitting this man, folks. We are getting dangerously close. Like our leadoff hitter, the guy who gets the most at bats, can't fucking give me a better attempt at a bunt. Yeah, I got kind of lazy with it. Bullshit. Your ass needs to be on the bench today. I mean, that's atrocious. The guy jogs to first base every freaking time. If we're gonna look, Gleyber gets benched for doing lazy shit, right? And granted, I think it's deserved when it happens. I think Boone, when he benches Gleyber, it's usually deserved. Not usually, it's mostly deserved. I don't think there's a situation where he's ever benched Gleyber. It's like, oh, why did he do that? At what point does Verdugo get the bench? Like, I get it. You know, we're not in the clubhouse. We don't know how these two guys operate, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, what am I going to see off the field that I can't see on field that tells me that Verdugo doesn't deserve the fucking bench? You could say it's effort. I'm telling you it's play and effort. It's the fact that the guy fucking sucks. The guy's terrible. The guy can't hit. The dude hasn't, like, oh, he's getting red hot. He's finding himself a little bit. Oh, you know, he only hits against Boston. The guy has a personal vendetta against Alex Cora because Alex Cora benched the guy because he showed up 2 hours fucking late to a baseball game. The guy, at no point in Alex Verdugo's baseball career do I think he's ever sat down and thought to himself, I'm the problem. Alex, you are... Not you, Alex. I meant Verdugo. Alex Verdugo, you are the problem. You are the problem. You're the common denominator here. You see, with the Dodgers, you know why Rich Hill didn't have great things to say about you? Because you're the problem. Why do you think Alex Cora found himself benching all the time? Because you're the problem. Why do you think Josh Winkowski, your teammate, said that you're like a roller coaster? You ride with the highs and you're down with the lows, right? Because that's a you problem. Why do you have an 89 WRC plus here? Why are you making lazy plays? That's an Alex Verdugo problem. It's not a Boston problem. It's not an Alex Cora problem. It's not a Dave Roberts problem. It's not an Aaron Boone problem. It's not a Los Angeles Dodgers problem. It is an Alex Verdugo problem. And here's where it does become an Aaron Boone problem. It becomes an Aaron Boone problem when he puts him at the leadoff spot every freaking day. The guy sucks. The guy stinks. He can't hit. We saw this with Josh Donaldson. The refusal to just say, this man stinks. Can't play him. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa in 22. This man stinks. Can't play him. They didn't do it then. It cost them then. They didn't do it in 23. They had Ike Kefler in fucking center field. The guy stunk. He was cheeked. He was ass. And guess what? They still kept playing him. So, Alex, I find myself looking at this team and I go, this team is well in the mix for the playoffs. Let's be real. They're going to make the postseason. Like, I'd be very shocked if they don't. But if they're going to keep pulling this shit of, it's just another day, it's fine, Verdugo just throw him back at the leadoff spot, just run it back, that's bullshit. You guys need to do something. Just shake it up. Shake it up. A message needs to be sent that Alex Verdugo can't do the shit that he does and play every day. He stinks. He cannot start on this team tonight. He cannot play tonight. He cannot lead off tonight. He shouldn't lead off going forward. I've never seen a guy get this much fucking leniency in my life, Alex. At no point would any player on this team be able to pull the shit that he does and get the fucking leadoff spot. Volpe slumps, pulled out a leadoff spot. Verdugo's been worse than him all year. All year and he's leading off. He sucks. I can't do it, man. Boone's got to change. It's got to tonight. If Alex Verdugo leads the fuck off tonight, I got a problem with Boone. I've got a bone to pick with Boone if it happens.
And you have two options that you could. I mean, look, if Jazz comes back, let's say tomorrow. Well, I don't think he'll play today, but let's say Jazz comes back tomorrow. Keep Jazz at third, put him in left, put Oswaldo Cabrera in left. You have options there. You have options, and they're both better than Verdugo. You know what I mean? And like defensively, he's been fine this year. He's been solid, but like it's the offense. There's just no life, and at least like Cabrera has some positive energy. Like, look, and what he said yesterday. There's a difference between normalizing being shit and having some pride and taking accountability. You know, if you're in his shoes and you're a professional player and you lose it to that level, can't happen. We don't play like that. That's not our game. It's embarrassing. We're going to bounce back. That's all he has to say. You don't have to say it was a normal day. It was a normal day. And they're big leaguers. You know, they're the worst team in baseball, but they're big leaguers. So what you're saying is not only are they the worst team in baseball, but they're big leaguers still. Sometimes they can click. And by the way, that sometimes they can click has not happened for months. Just happened against the Yankees, who are supposed to be one of the best teams in the game, right? Like, they beat the Athletics like a couple days ago, and then they got swept by the Cubs immediately. Like, look, the Yankees are too volatile to do this in the postseason, right? They do not play consistent ball. One day they look like the best team in the game. The next day they look like the worst team in baseball who just lost to a historically bad team in the White Sox, right? If you go to the playoffs and you're facing off against, let's say, the Cleveland Guardians, we are going to get our ass kicked. Asses handed to us. Steven Kwan, these guys, Guerrero, or rather Ramirez, you're just looking at guys who play the small game well. They play good defense. They do things well. They play disciplined baseball, and their pitching is fine, right? They can have their ups and downs, but they battle. This team, it lacks too much consistency. And look, it was one day. They could go on a 10-game winning streak right now, right? They could. I doubt they're going to do that, but they could. But we made it very clear, Ryan, last week that August was the month they had to pull away. August was the month they had to take a lead in the American League East. They are a half a game behind the Orioles now, right? They needed to win, and not just win, but dominate series against bad teams. The Rangers, the Angels, the White Sox, the Tigers. You're talking about some of the worst teams in the game, and we're losing and splitting series with these teams, man. This is a, like I said, not a wake-up call. This is a massive red flag. This is a massive problem. Clark Schmidt is not solving this problem. Cody Poteet is sure as hell not solving this problem. Ian Hamilton is not solving this problem. What does Boone and Cashman think is about to happen here? That they're just all of a sudden going to click at the exact right moment to make a deep push in the playoffs? They can't even go a week with consistency, let alone a month with consistency in the postseason against some of the best teams in baseball. Ryan, I just don't see it. I don't see how this team may. And look, I could be wrong. They could absolutely turn things around and get hot at the right time. It happens to teams every single year. The Rangers are a perfect example of that. But man, there's too many inconsistent parts on this team. There's too many pieces that I don't understand what they're doing here, man. Like you said, and I think you made a great example with Volpe. The second he struggled, they pulled him from the leadoff spot. But now you have Verdugo, who sucks, and it's not just sucks. He is horrid. Like, you can't play him 50% of the time, and he's leading off every day. Well, I'd rather have Jazz be leading off every day. You know what I mean? I'd rather him be leading off. I'd rather you call up Jason Dominguez and give him a chance. I'd rather Volpe be struggling leading off than him. I just don't really see it. I get he has good play discipline. He has zero power. He had a couple hits the last couple days, but it's still been bad. Look, it's just the attitude. And look, he's gone after this year. We all know it. We all know he's gone. So it doesn't really matter. But why do the Yankees feel as though they owe leniency to a player that is going to be gone anyway? They don't even think highly enough. And I think we can both agree with this, Ryan. He's gone. They're not going to offer him an extension. They don't even think highly enough for him to be a future piece in this team. Why are they giving him so much slack? Why is it an Aaron Judge thing? Because he helped bring him in? I don't know. We know he's gone. Why are they giving him so much slack at one of the key spots in the lineup? I don't understand it. I'm sure you have more to say on the matter, though.
Yeah, I turned off my mic. I wanted to add, when it comes to accountability and those kinds of things, look, we don't know what Aaron Boone is saying behind closed doors. So do I take much stock in what he tells the media? No, I try to avoid taking stock in that because at the end of the day, I know Aaron Boone's not going to tell me, oh yeah, I think Alex Verdugo's been unacceptably bad, or Luis Seal, he was terrible today. He's not going to say those things. He's never going to, not to us. He may say it to them, he may say it to a coach, but he's not going to say it to us. He's not going to say it to the media. The Yankees are the most PR trained organization in sports. They will never give you the quote, right? But with that being said, I don't get it. You make such a good point. What is the benefit to treating this guy like he's a core piece of your team that you need to get going? You could cut Verdugo's ass tomorrow. You could do that. Nothing is going to happen of it. You're not going to get worse. Your future outlook doesn't change. He's not set to get the qualifying offer. If he got offered 1 year, $18 million, he would take it in a heartbeat. I'm pretty sure it's closer to 20 now, but there's no incentive to keep treating this guy like he's a piece that has to get going for you. He sucks. He's terrible. He's awful. He's not good. What, do we have to treat Cabrera like he's a piece that's going to get going for us? At least even LeMahieu, they don't treat him like a piece that's got to get going for them anymore. They play him when there's a lefty on the mound, and they put Rice in when there's a righty on the mound. So, and I'm not saying that they should get DJ going. I'm just saying there's actually a financial incentive to hope that he gets it going because he's under contract and he actually has some cachet in that organization. They're treating Verdugo like he's a great player. He's not a good player. He's been historically an average one. Got off to a good start, made some good adjustments early on, hasn't fixed it from then. He has one home run since like May. I think it's like May 8th or something like that. Like
he was on pace for 20 homers and hasn't hit one in like 2 months. Like,
dude, he legitimately hasn't hit a home run since playing Boston. Like not at Fenway, at Yankee Stadium.
Like all you have to do is pull the ball to Yankee Stadium in the right field. Like you're gonna luck into one eventually. You're gonna luck into one eventually. His
approach. So here's the problem. His approach doesn't yield for home runs. He's not fast, and he has a 299 OBP. What the fuck am I seeing here that like they're not? Like what do we not see that they see? Like do they what? His effort level, his contact skills. Yeah, great. He can hit a double play. Cool. Like that's cool, I guess. He can hit the ball on the ground right to second base. If that's a skill we're gonna praise, just get me some reps. I'll play for 1/10 of the salary he makes. You know what I mean? I just don't get it, man. I don't. And then looking at just, as you mentioned, like maybe they try Jazz at leadoff. And look, I know Jazz's skill set isn't like necessarily the kind you would want leading off because he doesn't walk a ton. But it's not like Alex Verdugo does, right? Like I get if Alex Verdugo's rocking like a 10% walk rate or whatever. I might be wrong on this. I'm gonna double check right now. Alex Verdugo has a lower walk rate than Jazz Chisholm. So, I mean, come on, right? Like, dude, I'm not crazy, man. I'm not. Like, I'm not crazy. This guy shouldn't be leading off. Like, just try Chisholm. At least, like, the guy who's getting the most at-bats on the team is a good hitter. Like, that's at least a goal you're achieving. Volpe wasn't necessarily a walk machine when they had him leading off. Like, I don't know, man. I don't think they're playing for skill set here. I think they just think Alex Verdugo's a player that he's not. I think Aaron Boone has convinced himself that Alex Verdugo is the player he was in 2020 or 2019 or even 2021. He's not. He's just not, dude. He's not that player. He doesn't hit for average anymore. He's hitting 237. Like he said, this guy sucks, man. This guy sucks so bad. So bad. Oh, we're fucking gonna play him every day. You know he's playing tonight, right? Like, we're saying all of this, and we're wasting our fucking breath, because Aaron Boone's gonna pencil that guy number one, and go, hey, he's gonna get it going. It's August 13th, by the way. He's 115 games through his season, and he has an 89 WRC+, the worst xWOBA of his career. If you want to count 2020, fine, but 2020 was 53 games. He has the lowest hard hit rate of his career, again, outside of 2020. He's not barreling the ball much. I just, like, what does he do? What does he do? Oh, jeez, I almost, like, that hurt. What does he do, man? What does this guy do? He plays defense, congrats.
We talk about with good teams earning your job. You know, if you're a football fan, if you're a Giants fan, for example, Evan Neal, earn your job, bro. Like, go out there and perform. Go out there and prove that you've earned that spot. What has Verdugo done to prove that he's earned that spot? You know, what has he done to prove that he is the left fielder of the New York Yankees? 10% below average offensive numbers, hasn't hit a home run in 2 months. Mistakes in defense lately. I don't know what he offers, to be honest.
I'm gonna blow your mind right now. This is.
I'd rather than pick up Ahmed Rosario and just stick him in left field at this point. At least he hits over 300.
I want everyone to brace themselves here. Aaron Hicks had a 91 WRC plus in 2022 and had I'm trying to look at the left field numbers here, and had 8 defensive runs saved and 1 outs above average in left field. Alex Verdugo has an 89 WRC plus, and he has 5 defensive runs saved. It's 6 DRS and 0 outs above average.
Okay, so 0 outs above average.
So
that's what I was thinking.
This is what the Yankees of 2022, Aaron Hicks, leading off for them. Alex Verdugo is 2020, a worse version. His WRC plus it's 2%, but it's still lower. He's fucking leading off for this team. I can't. What am I supposed to do with this, man? Like, how does Aaron Boone know what OBP is? He has to. Like, he has to. That's a facetious. I'm being sarcastic there, but there's no fucking way they don't see this. He's 2022 Aaron Hicks. 2022 Aaron Hicks only started because Benintendi snapped his fucking wrist. That's the only reason he started playoff games. That's it.
Look,
I can't.
I'd rather see Jason Dominguez. I'd rather see him right now.
Get
Starting and
Dominguez,
leading off of this team.
and if you
Leading
want
off
to
and starting.
argue,
I don't care if he's struggle. I don't care if he's in a little cold streak right now. It doesn't matter because Verdugo's the same thing. Might as well
I
let
was
him
going to
get
say
better.
this. I do care to an extent about a cold streak for Dominguez because if it gets ugly at the major league level, that could really hurt his confidence. But if that's the argument that's being made, right? Trent Grisham's right there. Like, I get it if they didn't have a fourth outfielder. They have a fourth outfielder, man.
He walks
they
a decent
have a
amount,
fourth
doesn't he?
outfielder. What? Who?
Doesn't he walk at least a decent amount?
Trent Grisham,
Grisham?
walks. I'm not saying we like look. Is Trent Grisham a superstar?
It's almost a 12% walk
No.
rate. I mean, he has a 30% OBP. It's better than Verdugo.
He gets on base more. He has a higher WRC plus. Like I don't.
He stinks
see,
too. Like, don't get me wrong, he freaking stinks too. But like, we're talking
he's
about pulling out like a piece of garbage from a
But
garbage
we're also
pile.
talking about what? Like, if we're gonna say we want a defense first player, that's what Alex Verdugo is. I'll take a
Grisham is
defense
the
first
same.
player in center field because it's center field. Like, center field's a more valuable defense position, and you can hit him like ninth or whatever. And Trent Grisham, the ninth, like it's like Trent Grisham leadoff hitter would be a bad idea, but Trent Grisham, the nine hitter is it's not consequential. It's not a problem at all. I just
Would you rather Jazz lead off?
Dude, Jazz is not a perfect leadoff guy as we just talked about, but like the perfect leadoff guy doesn't exist on this team. It doesn't.
No, it
I mean,
doesn't.
It can theoretically, hopefully, maybe be Dominguez, but he is a rookie. Like that's still asking for a lot.
Would you do? I'm trying to think. It's like annoying because you don't want to change Soto or Judge, but like, is there a world where you would do like a I mean, total BS. I'm just throwing this out there. Like a Soto leadoff, Wells batting second, Judge third.
I don't think they'd ever hit.
They never
Soto
bat
leadoff.
Soto. They would never bat Soto leadoff.
No,
but,
would
like,
you try
it's
Judge
just like,
leadoff?
but
Because
like,
they've done that before.
but like you could do, let's say you even do Judge leadoff. Judge leadoff, Wells, Soto, or you could do Soto, Wells, and then Stanton.
Or you do Judge,
And
Soto,
batting fourth.
Stanton, Wells, that kind of thing.
Yes.
Stanton his
You could,
career, Wells in fourth.
you could do that and then Jazz at fifth. Like you could do that. Like you could
Yeah,
survive
you
with
could-
that. Your offense would. You're not going to get the the 2-3 run homers because Judge is now batting
But like,
first.
were you getting the 2-run home runs with Alex
Not really.
fucking Verdugo leading off? You know
just
what I mean?
automatic out half the time.
Right.
So no.
It's like, I mean, dude, I'd try it. You have, let's say, I don't know, hitting 6. They'll put Torres 6 probably. You hit like Grisham 7, Volpe 8, Rice 9, like something like that. When it's a lefty, you mix it up. LeMahieu's gonna get in the mix. You probably, I don't know what you fucking do there. But like against righties, I mean, I'd try it. I mean, it's worth trying. Anything is worth trying that does not include Alex Verdugo leading off. He is the worst hitter on this team, probably. I mean, Trevino has a higher WRC plus. Wells. I mean, I'm gonna look at every hitter on the team with at least 200 plate appearances, and I'll tell you the guys who has a lower WRC plus than this fucking guy. The answer is minimum 200 plate appearances. Anthony Rizzo, 81 WRC plus. You want to lower it to 100 plate appearances? It's DJ LeMahieu and Anthony Rizzo. So, fuck, man. You know what I mean? Like, I got 13 hitters that are under this 100 plate appearance qualifier. Why is my 11th best hitter hitting first? Why? Like, why? Why is he hitting first? I don't get it, man. I still... Jose Trevino has a higher OBP than him, man. Jose Trevino doesn't even fucking walk. He doesn't know how to walk. He sees a ball over his head, he wants to swing at it. Like, come on. Like, Gleyber Torres is a higher OBP than him. Gleyber Torres sucks this year. He's awful. He's been so... Alex Verdugo's on this team, and he fucking leads off. Aaron Boone needs to, like, I need Aaron Boone to, like, sit
We need
down.
to study his brain. We need to go like a full like mental like scope of why he makes the decisions he like the analytics
It's the
do
Verdugo
not.
thing.
I mean, the analytics do not suggest that leading off Verdugo is a good idea.
You know what's weird?
I just don't get it.
I feel like for the most part, I'm usually on board with Boone's like bullpen decisions and all that shit. But like for some reason, there's always at least one or two players in the team who we overcast. Like it was IKF before. It's like, dude, wake up and smoke coffee. Donald, I mean, I would say at least they didn't like that team. Yes, Hicks. I mean, Hicks too. Like, but they cut Hicks. They at least cut Hicks. They had.
Yeah, at least they cut
Hicks.
At
They
least
cut Hicks, and they never. Verdugo's fucking leading off for this team. Like This team, man.
Even Herman with everything he went through. I guess they were trying to help him.
They did. I mean, I think that's different also
It lasted
because
a while.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
Chapman like
Chapman.
literally bailed on the team.
No,
At
but
least
yeah,
they got
that was that. I think that is a word. I think
that
what
was
Chapman
true.
did in
Yeah, that was
22.
mutiny.
Yeah, I think that was. I'm gonna give Verdugo the benefit of the doubt. I don't think he's done anything as egregious as what Chapman did that year. But I
Yeah,
will
that was
also say
crazy.
this: the bar is, hey, he didn't abandon the team.
Yeah,
And
that's
like,
pretty freaking low.
yeah, it's
I
a
don't
pretty
know,
low
man.
bar.
Listen, like we've seen Verdugo do good things. He's an okay defensive player. He's been solid this year, but like you said, he's 2022 Aaron Hicks, and that was a very bad player that nobody wanted. The fact that they're using him in a key spot in this lineup suggests very blatantly this is not a championship organization right now. This is not a championship team because you don't have a player like that leading off unless you have nobody else. Nobody else. And I think that that's not true. I think there are other options. You just don't make decisions like that if you're trying to win a chip. You know what I mean? If
Yeah,
you're trying to win a ring,
if
you
you
don't make
want
decisions like
to,
this.
if Aaron Boone wants to be like, hey man, you gotta like, if you want the fans to think that this is a championship caliber operation right now, gotta move Verdugo off the leadoff spot. That's it. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. That's it. You know what I mean? That's it. That's all you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, it's a simple fucking change. Don't tell me I don't know who's gonna lead off. The answer is anybody else. Literally anybody else. So, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Well, guys, always happy to hear your thoughts down below in the YouTube comment section. Make sure to like and subscribe as always. And we'll catch you guys on the next Fireside Yankees episode.
Perfect.